Okay, so we're back on. Let me get rid of this. I've already saved that. It's coming. And all right, so I want you to watch the kicking the football video. All right, so we talked about what force apply to the car, kicking a football. We're going to look at the mathematics behind that in the homework, and then how much force must a football player exert to accelerate a 100-kilogram tackling dummy at a rate of 2 meters per second squared. We've already gone into some pretty hairy stuff so far. So this one's a pretty simple calculation, right? F equals ma. Notice we're looking at the force that we have to apply to the tackling dummy. So the tackling dummy is 180 kilograms. Acceleration is 2 meters per second squared, 360 newtons. Okay? And then we look at the gravitational pull. All objects fall towards the center of the earth with a force, and that is equal to F equals mg, okay? Where g is equal to, so they all fall at the same rate to the ground, okay? Neglecting air resistance, all right? If I have a 1 kilogram rock, which cuts through the air pretty easily, and I have a 100-kilogram rock, which cuts through the atmosphere pretty easily. If I drop those at the same time, they're going to hit at the same time. If I have a feather and if I have a rock and I drop those on the earth at the same time, the feather, of course, is going to float. That's because there's drag in the atmosphere, and we'll get to that in another video, but in another lesson. But there's drag, so it floats. But if we put them in a vacuum and we go to the moon, then and Galileo just told that to people, and he did it from his Leaning Tower of Pisa, where he dropped, followed different, applying that Newton is wrong, followed at different rates. But this is due to the air resistance. It prevented people from understanding the nature of falling objects until Galileo came along. And Galileo, of course, got in a lot of trouble with the Catholic Church at the time, which was sad because he he loved his church. And he was upset that they were mad at him, and he was upset that his friends couldn't understand that, you don't have to give up your religious beliefs. You don't have to give up your belief in a maker and a spirit, and and if you're a Christian and a Messiah, just because you do science. And luckily, they didn't kill him, but they sent him into exile. He was a prisoner in his own home. But I've got the hammer and feather drop is the next one that you get to watch. All right, and then video 6 that we're going to show. So this is 5, and this one will be the hammer and feather video will be 5A. And then now let's go look at the homework, okay? So I think we've covered everything. Yeah, we're going to force times acceleration on a player's head, 98 Gs. That's a lot of G forces. So that's like 1,000 pounds, 4,800 newtons of force. We saw the Rampage Jackson thing. That was because we had, something that was 10 times this in mass that hit the ground. But you can see incredible amount of forces, and we'll look at all of that in next week's in lesson 10. Okay, out here on that, let me get to, so I can turn this off.